In the furthest point of Hinford-on-Bagley sits a charming cottage, home to Lila, an adventurous writer with a secret. Amidst her eclectic collection from travels around the world lies a hidden golden egg, a mysterious artifact with an untold story. Lila's life is a series of tales waiting to be written, each day a new adventure, each room a chapter of her journey. The golden egg waits to be discovered, perhaps holding the key to her next great story. So I decided to do a limited pack build and focus a lot on cottage living because I love a lot of the items and they're super cozy, and I just wanted to learn a lot more because this is, while I'm recording this video today, it is quite an older build that I did because I'm trying to catch up from all the builds that I've done lately. But I thought I would go through it and show you kind of what I was thinking during the building process as I was learning also about a lot of these new items. So if you've watched one of my videos lately, you'll know that I did a cast video for Lila Noteworthy, and I don't normally do casts, but she was the sim that I had in mind whenever I was making this build. So if you want to also go and download Lila Noteworthy from the gallery, you can do so. So the build is in Hinford-on-Bagley, and it's in this lot way up here. And so you can see there's Lila right there. Also, if you're wondering kind of like what's going on with my hair, I'm growing it out. So it looks a little weird right now because I'm having to use headbands because it's just unruly and in that annoying phase. So that is what I'm wearing. And I'm looking forward to having long hair. We'll see how it goes, but some loading screen talk. This is the complete build. I loved a lot of the details in this build, and I'll go into that here in a few minutes, but just trying to give you a brief overview of the outside. I looked up an image for inspiration, actually using ChatGPT for this, and I'll pop it up here for you to see. So that was the inspiration for this build, and I didn't necessarily want to imitate it exactly. I was just trying to go for the right style from it. So I like to do that sometimes, and actually in a lot of my builds, I get my inspo from ChatGPT, which I think is a lot of fun to use it in that way. So I like to also have a storyline, and the storyline for Lila Noteworthy, hence noteworthy, is the fact that she is an author and she likes to write books and read books, but she's also well traveled. So this cottage vibe is supposed to go for someone who's very well traveled, has a lot of trinkets and a lot of like furniture and items she's collected through her travels. So that's what I was going for. But first I'll pan through the outside, and as you can tell, plants everywhere. That was a lot of the inspo for the outside of the cottage. I had all of these vines all over the build with these purple flowers. Purple was kind of the theme. I even put them out here at the gate, right at the entrance, and all over the house. So you can clearly see that purple was a big theme of this, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that Lila's favorite color is purple. So I wanted to incorporate it as much as I could throughout the build, and so that's really the accent color we're going for on the outside here. I probably spent way too much time on this courtyard area out here in the side yard. I absolutely had a ball putting this build together. I still think this is one of my favorite builds that I've done out of all of them, which if you look at my channel, you might be thinking it's not a lot, but if you look at my gallery, that's another story. I'm just behind on posting the videos, but I have been building quite a bit. I just loved putting together all of these like scenic areas in the garden spaces throughout the outside. So I have a little picnic area right here under the tree, and I thought that was really cute. This is actually a debug building, I think. Can't quite remember, but I just placed it because it was cottagey with the kind of like brick stone look to it, and threw a lot of ivies and plants all over it. There's like an old tractor, a lot of clutter right here with like garden gnomes and things like that, and some hay, just some nice little details all around. I love these debug lanterns, and I thought they fit perfectly in this tree. And so, especially at nighttime, I think they light up, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So I just thought that was like such a vibe to hang those over the pond that I have over here. And especially if you go in live mode, you can see, well, tree disappeared. That's kind of annoying. But you can see like the bunnies and like animals going around. Actually, that was a fox or something, a cat. I don't know. Not a bunny, but I do have bunnies around here though. But you can see like the fish and the fireflies, dragonflies are all around. I have them over in this like water area too at the water wheel. So you can see that over here as well. There's some fireflies. I really tried to go all in with these cottage vibes, you guys. I spent way too much time on the outside for this house, but I think it paid off because it's beautiful. I have this archway here, I have all sorts of nice things to do. So you have the Forager's Delight bench right here, a nice little picnic table. You want to cook out, great. But I tried to incorporate a lot of these like wagon details on the outside. So you'll see these carts literally all over the place. And I just think it gives a really nice rustic feel to the home. A little telescope right here. Hopefully you don't die from a comet or meteor. And so that's generally the outside space. One thing I did want to highlight though is that I use these fun windows. And so I have the bee window here. Oh my gosh, stop jumping around. The fox. So I have the fox window on this side. And so without further ado, I promised the outside it was so extravagant. I wanted to spend some time on that because the inside is not quite as much so. So as you enter slowly, very dramatic. So we have the main living space. So put some nice little clutter over here with shoes and a shelf with a picture above. And then as I said, we collect artwork from our travels. So Lila is collecting all sorts of nice furniture pieces and things like that to bring into the home. And so you'll see all of these little trinkets and things all throughout the house. I really like how this living space turned out. I went with some blues and greens, and then I like created kind of a custom clutter picture wall because I think that's a very cottagey vibe, especially for a build like this. Got a nice little TV, but I really like the trunk as the TV stand because it just gave me traveler's vibes. We like to hike and climb mountains and do things like that, so I wanted to include those details as well in here. And then a cute little dining space. I love this space so much. Again, lots of clutter. That was kind of the theme for this place. Lots and lots of clutter. We collect a lot of items. I thought this was like a really cute, cozy vibe, again, with the greens and blues. And then when we go into the kitchen, kind of carrying that same color scheme of green and blue tones, it's a cute little cottagey vibe. I think I did want to give some nicer like appliances. So I didn't go for an older looking stove or anything like that, but I thought that this fridge kind of had some like vintage feel to it, which I really, really love. Interestingly enough, whenever I'm in tab mode, it doesn't show the mugs, but I put some mugs up there. I personally, in my real life, love to collect mugs. So that was a nice little personal touch I wanted to put in there. And so, yeah, I thought this was a cute little cottagey type kitchen. And I love the stone, love the idea of having like a stone floor in a kitchen like that. We go upstairs. I have, again, more picture clutter. And once we go upstairs, we have a nice little hallway here with an old camera, some older photographs, potentially of some family or something like that. We like history, we like reading. So, come up with your own inspo for that. And then I tried to incorporate a lot of pictures from like around the world. This kind of made me think of Italy, more specifically Florence or Rieti. And so I really wanted to incorporate that picture. We love reading and writing. So we have a nice little cute reading space up here, incorporating like the mushroom. I love this thing with a seating area, lots of books. And then again, since we like to travel, I wanted to incorporate these like suitcases and luggage, and then more clutter on the shelf over here that I put under the window. And so that's kind of what we're going for in this space. The bedroom is a little bit crazy in a fun way. At least I think so. So I tried to incorporate a lot of fun colors, and I layered a lot of rugs in here because I thought it was supposed to be like a more eclectic vibe for what I was going for in the bedroom. I have like this fun little, I think this is like a treasure chest. Yeah. A rare treasure chest that we found on our travels. And then again, trying to create photos. You can even see over here in the bathroom, kind of giving it away. Just wanted to like incorporate photos of places we've been. So a world map here, another location, lots of little postcards. And then going with the trinket vibe, I got a lot of the like snow globes and wanted to showcase those, and then some more like crystals and things like that. And so I got more of the luggage kind of trunk furniture to put in here as well. This is the Treasures Untold. So really kind of went for that treasure theme a little bit. I don't know. It just kind of matched the vibe. And then our writing desk, I definitely wanted to include a writing desk in the bedroom. And I got this old typewriter. And I really thought the vibes worked really well in this build. And I even used the quill pen, which is a fun addition. So yeah, I thought I wanted to challenge myself with something color scheme wise that I think doesn't necessarily go well. Like you wouldn't think to pair these really eccentric rugs with like a dark green wall color. And I wanted to really bring in those colors through furniture and trinkets that I thought would kind of highlight those a little bit more. So that's what I was going for, with yellow kind of being the main accent color. I might be over explaining, but I get into this quite a bit when I'm doing my builds. And then I think it's really cool to highlight this in tab mode a little bit. So the bathroom, I wanted to use this light with the elephant. I love elephants, but I thought this was like a really unique way to incorporate it into the cabinetry. So I hid it behind this cabinet that I made into like an L shape. And I thought it worked really well. And I've not seen that done in a build before. So I really wanted to try something different from doing that. And then I used a lot of like gold accents in here, kind of carrying with that yellow theme. And this is actually just a normal sink, and I've just kind of hid it in the cabinet. So it's to put it on a pedestal sink, which I think is base game. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it is though. Let's see. Oh no, it is the Cottage. Okay, it's the Cottage. I was thinking of this one, the Patrician. Anyway, so red and blue obviously was the theme here, and I thought it made for a really interesting color vibe. Now, I did go a little more high tech for the toilet, so the toilet is not very cottagey, but I tried to compensate for that with a lot of the decor in here. Cute little robe, and then bathroom, or shower rather. I really like the tile from this, and if you're not familiar, these are some of my favorite tile from Jungle Adventure. And I love the tile also from Home Chef Hustle. I think those are some of my favorite like tiles in the entire game. I tried to use some pretty fun, even over here you can see the wallpaper. I tried to use some really fun wallpaper and tile in this build to make it feel a little bit dated, but in a very like clean way, or like fun modern way. Didn't want it to like seem super old, but I used a lot of Jungle Adventure more so than I was expecting to. A lot of that had to do with the fact too, if you remember, I mentioned ChatGPT. I actually asked ChatGPT for this to be a limited build, and I asked it what packs I could use. So these were ChatGPT's selections, which I thought was a really fun way to do it too. So I was limited to Cottage Living, Snowy Escape, City Living, which I thought was really cool to like have to use Cottage Living and City Living in the same build, and then Jungle Adventure. City Living, I used a pretty good bit, as you can see. Like I used a lot from City Living because I thought it matched the vibe quite a bit. So it was kind of fun to use Cottage Living and City Living together in a way like that. So that's pretty much the build. There's a lot to look at that I didn't really give a lot of detail, and you can see that Lila kind of made herself at home. There's a plate of food, gourmet fruitcake on the porch. I also like to hide a lot of items in my build. So in this build, I hid a hatchable golden egg, and I'm just going to put it on the table here so you can see it. I like to hide at least one item in all of my builds because I think it's kind of fun to download a build and then try to find the item. I don't know, might be stupid, but but I think it's pretty fun. So let me know if you find it. I'm just putting it here so you can see what the item looks like. Comment down below if you found it, but just please don't say where you found it if you did. And so if you're ever wanting to know what I hid in an item, I always put it in the gallery, and I'll put it as like a comment. So for instance, here in this build, you can see I had the llama mascot figurine in this one. And so this was from a little Simsy challenge that I did with her llama shell. That is the build. I do also create videos with no commentary. It's just like video clips or pictures of the homes, and that's what's been up on my channel for this build already, so you can go check that out. It's going to be in the link in the description below. But I like to like walk people through what I was thinking whenever I was putting a lot of these items and personal touches into the build whenever I do these. So anyway, let me know if you like this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye. I'm curious, have any of you used ChatGPT to like give you ideas for your Sims builds? I'd love to hear how you use it.